Alright gang, welcome back to our Alone in the World Pioneer Challenge. It is September, day 1, and obviously we've bought a trailer for our semi finally. And I've also made a lot of other upgrades. As you can see, we have basically no money at all. We also need to make sure we ride Jester around the farm. We did not do that in the last episode, so we need to do that. I forgot about that. But I've made a number of upgrades. Some you can probably already see from here. We've expanded our extension to our yard up here. And we've done a lot of stuff up here. A lot. So we kind of talk you through it real quick, if you don't mind. I put in a nice little spotlight up there. We've got this awesome brick barn. Plenty of space in here. Lots of different doors and stuff. We can even probably put stuff up there, hay or whatever, if we really wanted to. I'm not sure we will. But we have this storage for vehicles and things. Not a very big opening, I guess I would say, right? But nonetheless, it's storage. Then we have this big, massive open air cover. I guess that's not even really a shed. It's just kind of like cover, right? So that's nice. We can put some of our bigger, wider equipment in here, as you can see. 2 more smaller sheds. This one can store a few things, but it's also a workshop, so we can fix everything here. I don't have to drive all the way back to the shop anymore to do so. And then just another small shed over here. So, and then this spotlight here in the middle. So pretty big area here. We have a little bit of room to expand if we need to. I don't think we are going to need to in this series. I think we've got enough storage now at this point. We may put one more shed down there like I talked about in the last episode for possibly the mowers, but otherwise, probably not. And then finally, I put a new silo in. This great big Harvard, what does that say? Harvard silo, I think is what it says. Anyway, we put this Tower Silo Blue multi-fruit in, so extremely useful. Now we have 2 silos in, we've got stuff everywhere, and we're good to go. So, one other minor thing I did, and I will go over there, we'll show it to you in a second. You can see that little house thing there. We put down another sell point. So we don't have to, drive all the way to the market stall unless we really want to. If we're down here working in this area, we now have another point to sell stuff at. So I think it'll be good. Now what we're going to do is try kind of what I talked about. I don't remember if it was the last episode or the episode before that. I don't recall. But in any case, we're going to attempt my strategy here of bringing the semi out near where we're taking down trees. And when we get full, hopefully it'll unload into here, which will allow us to stay out, the area we're in for longer without having to make a trip back. Now, I would have liked to get a bigger trailer than this. I probably could have, but I think for the where we are currently in the series, I think this is probably sufficient at this point. I really do. I don't think there's going to be that many more episodes on this series. We are very close to finishing everything. Speaking of that, we actually have enough flour now to sell, so we can knock that one out of the park and not have to worry about that one anymore. Now, it is a little bit later in the day than what we normally get started with, but I was working on stuff around here, so I figured, I didn't want to do a ton of woodworking stuff with you, but we'll show a little bit. We haven't shown some in a while, so might as well show a little bit. So basically what we're doing here is we're taking out all of these trees that are kind of in the middle, right? We're just trying to open this area up a little bit more because we're probably going to put, we're going to put at least 1 field in. I did not get the rest of the grass up, as you can see. I got to do that today too, but we'll probably put 1 field, maybe 2 fields over here in this open area. More than likely 2. So once we get those done up here, we just have to kind of work back here, and then I feel like we've pretty much accomplished what we need. Now, it's not going to be, it'll probably be a 2 episode at least, minimum, maybe 3. Because we still have to wait until a harvest is ready, so we can actually, we have to wait till a wheat harvest is ready, I guess, until we can actually put, I was going to say clowns, before we could put cows down. So it's not like it's going to be an overnight fix. Like, we're going to be doing this for a little bit longer, but we are edging very close to ending here. Very close. We do not have much left to do. We've already accomplished the minimum for the side objective. We've now accomplished one of the main objectives in Stage 3. We've already got all the pins down for Stage 3. Just got to get the animals for it. The rest of the objective of that is just to build a bigger farm, which we're already on our way to doing. We've got a massive yard over there with all kinds of stuff. A workshop. We've got our animal area down here with another sell point down here. We've already got a the biggest field we have on the farm already put down. Something's growing in it. We got 2 other fields already. We're going to have at least 1 more over in this section, possibly 2, depending on how I decide I want to go about it. And then realistically, we'll have another 1 or 2 back there on the other side of the trees back there that we haven't really gone to yet. So there is a lot to do still, but when you actually think about it, it's really not that much. Now, we're going to sell the flour today. It's probably not the best time to sell, but we're going to sell it anyway, just to try to get ourselves a little bit more money. Now, we're going to get a decent amount of money out of these wood chips. I think I'm going to call that good enough. I don't want to try to get those trees because they're going to be too close, and then it's going to make me want to put a field right, over there in that area, and it may not be able to harvest it. I don't want that to happen or occur again. I guess we didn't really need the semi over here. I guess we didn't even get a full trailer load here, but let's see if it'll unload in here or not. I suspect it will, as it normally does when we would go by other trailers, right? Oop, forgot to turn the engine off somehow. Yep, there it goes. See, told you. So, technically, you got to drive both of them over, I get it, but the semi's faster, so we can stay out on wherever it is that we're taking down trees faster, right? So, I think it's worth it. So let's drive down here, and I'll show you the new little sell point, our little farmer shop, if you want to call it. It's nice. And obviously, we did a lot of, gravel work down here as well. Tried to clean this up a little, make it a little bit better. Try to keep it realistic with the grass growing through it in some areas, but it's not bad, right? Not bad. So I'd left these trees here because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I think this is going to be mostly our grass mowing area over here. So I think I'm going to get rid of them. Yeah, let's get rid of them. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. At the time of this recording, I just made a post. I've come to the conclusion, I guess, or the understanding that there is absolutely no way, unfortunately, for me to be able to get enough episodes done before I leave the country for a couple of weeks to have a video out every single week. So I just want to formally apologize. There will be a couple of days here and there. Maybe more than you might expect, maybe less, I don't know. It depends on what I get done this weekend. This is Friday night when I'm doing this. That I won't have a video out, and I'm sorry. My plan was to get one out every single day to have technically over 2 weeks of videos prepped and ready to go before I leave, but it's just simply not going to happen. I am running out of time. Like I said, the time of this recording is Friday night. I have Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, which I do have to work. And then I'm out of here. Tuesday, we leave. Tuesday morning early, we leave. So it's not a whole lot of time, and I've only got about, I think this is my 7th or 8th video, so it's not a whole lot of time. Now, if I didn't have anything going on those days, I probably could maybe make it. It would still be a crunch. It would be a time crunch, but maybe. Because you got to realize I have to record these, then I got to go through and I edit them, which takes me a while, and then I've got to, it's got to do the whole processing thing, and then it's got to upload, and then, the thumbnails, everything else. It's not that, some of that doesn't, it can be quicker. It can, but it does take a while, gang. So, when I have to do, well, I guess technically I'd have to do 8 of them, right? 8 in 3.5 days, probably. Not even a half day, because I have to work Monday, so I'd only have maybe enough time to do 1 or 2 if I push it that night. So yeah, it just unfortunately didn't work out. Work's been extremely busy for me, so I just want to formally apologize to all of you. I truly, I'm sorry. I did the best I could. But anyway, this one is getting close to ending, so what I might end up doing, I guess it depends, right? Whenever I'm able to end this, if I'm able to end this series over the weekend or not, if I'm able to get enough recorded for this over the weekend or not, I don't know. If I am, what I might end up doing is just some of the series that ends, maybe I just don't do I don't add a video to those slots. So what I mean by that is, bit of a spoiler, Actually, no, it should be done now, isn't it? Yeah, it's done now. Never mind, it's not a spoiler. I was going to say, the campaign playthrough map that I did, aggravation, right? Horse aggravation. That one just ended. Maybe I just don't put a video in on that day. My initial goal was to, you know, add something else to that. You know, whether it probably was going to be, I think that's what I said, it was going to be Ohio Richland series, add another Ohio Richland series episode. But maybe I just hold off on that until I get back, right? So those days that had a series on it, we just don't put anything on it. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of ranting here, gang, but yeah, I think you get what I'm trying to get at here. I'm trying to figure out other ways to maybe, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. I was going to say dampen. I don't think dampen's the right word here, but soften the blow, I guess, to not having a episode every day for the next 2 weeks. I don't know. We'll figure something out, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. But the key thing is, I apologize for not being able to get them done in time. Okay. So, we have the chickens down, we have the sheep down. The things to accomplish animal-wise are, like we said, the pigs and the cows. The pigs and the cows are going to require some straw. We don't have any straw at current. We've got to get straw. I could go buy straw bales. I don't want to do that. Now, I believe I can pick these up. I can. Let me see if I can flip this on to selling quickly before 11 o'clock hits, because we're going to sell it. 38,000 liters of flour in there. 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. We've done it, gang. We have done it. 50,000 liters of flour. Stage 3. Well, I was going to say accomplished. Man, I am not with it, gang. I'm telling you, there's so much going on right now. I'm just not, I'm not with it, I guess. Anyway, you get what I mean. So, the remaining things. All animals except horse, what we just talked about. We got to do the pigs and we got to do the cows, but we need straw. And then the second improved farm. That's it. That's all we got to do. The improved farm, we're pretty much almost there already. We've got tons of stuff over here. So we're nearly there on the improved farm already. So I'm going to sell these. 880 each. You saw what I was getting. Obviously, they all sold already because it's 11:02. That was in storage. So I'll sell the rest of these. Be right back. All right. We're up to 52,000, but I sold some stuff. Well, I sold some stuff. I bought stuff. I did sell stuff. You saw me sell stuff. I bought a new open-air shed here. This is going to be perfect. We're going to keep this. Obviously, we're going to keep it. We're going to utilize it for our mowers here. I'm also going to put, at least for now, because I think most of the time we're going to be utilizing the Tree Devourer mod over here on this quadrant at this point, with the exception of that one hill way over there, right? But, I mean, if we're going to use it again, it probably is going to be over here at this point. So I'm going to drop that here as well. So now we got a bit of a, just an easy open-air storage for our mower and stuff, so. What do you think, gang? What do you think about our little animal pen area over here, our animal section here, and then the yard expansion? What do you guys think about it? You like it? You don't like it? Either way, that's what we're going with. I like it. I think it's nice. I don't really normally separate things out like as much as I have been kind of in this series, so I like it. Okay, that went well. So I don't know what the easiest way is going to be to do this. I guess just drop one off kind of back here and then one off in the front, but I might have put that Tree Devourer mod in the wrong spot, but, well, we'll figure it out. Alright, so that's done. I feel like we have enough storage now. We don't have to buy any more storage whatsoever for anything. We might not even utilize everything that's up there, but to kind of add to that stage 3, goal of making a bigger farm. I feel like we had to do it no matter what. So that's what we've done. What is in the used market? Did we look in the used market today yet? I don't think we did. I mean, that's not a bad tractor. I don't really think we could utilize it at this point. I don't think it's really going to be that helpful to us. I think the little tiny Massey Ferguson we already have would accomplish that, so I don't really think we need that one. So I need to get the rest of this grass up here, gang, and then we're going to get the plow out, and we're going to start working on expanding the farm again by making another field. We also need to spray that field with a second application of fertilizer, so we'll accomplish that today as well. Now, I'm not sure we're going to need a day 2 in September here. I don't necessarily know if we're going to skip a month or not, but I don't think we're going to need a day 2. The only reason we would utilize the day 2 is if we, need to put down another, well, if we don't get the fields done over here that I want, right? I think we're pretty close here, like, after just showing you all of that we're pretty close to ending the series, as I mentioned earlier, right? So we're literally just waiting on the straw. We're waiting on the straw to be ready. It's not going to be ready, I don't even think, the next month. So we're kind of running out of things to do. The only thing really we can do at this point is just continue to make more fields, which goes towards, the expansion of the actual farm, which is a main goal for stage 3. But that won't take us that long to do that. It really won't. And I did just look at the map quickly, as you saw, and it's not going to be ready in October. It's going to be November, more than likely. Maybe even December. So we may just skip to October when we're done with this one. Having the understanding that we will not get all of the fields that we want to drilled today. We know that. We already know that. Now, with this stuff, what I'm probably going to do, let's look through this real quick. So, there's 188, liters of silage. We can also move the chaff from the mill over. We have yet to do that. We should do that. There's plenty of silage in here. There's plenty of hay in there. There's 51,132 liters of hay, too. So, really, I don't think we really need it, right? I mean, I guess I'll keep it, because we're really not hurting for money either. I mean, I can just go take the Tree Devour mod, chop down a few trees, and we're right back in good standings with money. It's not really... That's not the issue at this point. It's just kind of the waiting game for the straw. And it's unfortunate that we don't have any straw. I put too much straw in the BGA, I guess. But remember, when we looked at this, and I'm doing this video before the last one released, but remember, when we looked at this, it said I have 14,000 liters of straw. I don't know where this straw is. I still can't find it. I did look off camera. I'm sure somebody in the comments in the last video, and probably now this video, are like, "What are you talking about? See, it's right here, you dummy." Yeah, I am a dummy. If you're seeing it, because I'm clearly not. I have no idea where it's supposed to be at, or where I'm supposed to be picking up this straw from. No clue. None. All right, that's full. I'm actually not even going to worry about the rest of the grass here. There's not even enough. I mean, there's a tiny bit, I guess, but it's not even enough really for me to waste my time, I don't think. So I'm not going to worry about it. So I guess what we'll do with this is we'll drop some off at the sheep, certainly. I don't think they're going to need that much because we didn't buy that many sheep yet. And then the rest of it, I guess I'll put in the hay and or the silage. Now, that silage thing we have, it's got a lot of silage in there, right? I don't think we're going to need all of that, like I said, for the cows and everything, because pretty much once we get them, we're pretty much going to be like, all right, well, we're done. We got everything. We filled them up with food, and we did everything ourselves. Didn't have to buy anything to get there. So I guess I could just probably start selling the silage, right? I don't know. Need to fix that. That was a pretty big drop. I thought I fixed that. I guess I didn't. Maybe I put those a little bit too close together. The nice thing now, though, is that we do have hay, so we can take that to Jester because he needs it. And we need to ride Jester, too, today. We talked about that, but just a reminder, we still have to because we did not do it in the last episode, and I actually didn't do it even off camera. I completely forgot about it. Poor guy. But we'll take care of him today. We'll take care of him today. All right, so all that's put away. So it's time to get the drill out. And realistically, we need to get the sprayer out too. I'm just going to leave that there. So let me go get the drill. Why do I keep going to the drill? We will need the drill eventually, but let's get the plow out. Let's talk correctly there, Z. Let's get the plow out, and we can at least start making our field over here, regardless of how big it is. If it's 1 field or 2, we'll figure it out. And then probably spray that field, maybe. You know what? Before I forget, because I will forget again, let's just go ride Jester around for a few seconds here. Okay, now, in the far distance, you can see, I'm sure, I did take some more trees off that hill. They didn't take all of them like I thought I was going to, but I did take some more. Mostly the ones that were close to that field, specifically. Just so if we do happen to put it on our worker, which I suspect we will at some point. Maybe, I guess if we get to it. The worker won't have as many issues with those trees, right? The trees are always an issue. So I did get rid of some of the ones that are closer to the field first, and ended up getting to the point we needed to be at without having to get rid of any more. So I didn't. So what we're going to do here is we're going to kind of right up here. This is our land, kind of a little bit over in here, but back in here, I kind of want to see if we can figure out, from Jester's point of view, I guess, where our next fields are going to be over here. There's not a ton of land. I wish we had a little bit more of that land over there. That's pretty nice. But somewhere around in here probably is where the extent of it would be. It would come back this way. Actually be a pretty large field. We do have to get rid of these trees in the middle if we want to do it that way. Or I guess we could leave them there. Make a little island of trees. A little more annoying to harvest, but I guess we could do that. Probably back to about here-ish. Don't want to go too far, because then that hill is going to come into play, right? Somewhere around in there. That's pretty flat still. And then kind of over to the tree line, I suppose. I don't really want to go too much further than that, because then it'll be very awkward. So somewhere around in here, you whip around and run with the tree line, right? So then it gives you this area here, which is not a very big area, but it probably could be a smaller, rounder-ish bean-looking type of field, I guess. That, or maybe we get rid of a few more of these trees here on the end, and then we can kind of, you know, expand it this way. But now we're kind of into the territory that I said I was going to keep for grass, even though we might not need to mow the grass again. Okay, well, I mean, I guess you get it. I mean, that's what we got. That's the land we got. That's what we got to work with. So another field here, maybe a small field-ish here, and then this field or two right here. And that's what we have to put down to where I would consider it to be having a bigger, better farm. That's a lot of fields. It's a lot of fields. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 fields. That's a hell of a lot of fields. That's a lot of fields to try to manage. So I would say that's an accomplishment there. By far, this is the biggest field we've put in. These two are, I would argue, are close to it, if they're not, as well. At least this one. There's those trees here that's a kind of an island. We could try to get rid of those and fix that up a little bit, maybe. Oops, sorry, Jester. Just ran you right into a tractor. So I'll get Jester back. I'll brush him off everything. We'll get back into the John Deere. We'll get the plow, and we'll begin on the field over here. All right, we decided to go big, gang. It's going to be a big field. I'm going to rival the other field that we drilled over there. But why not? Let's go big. Who cares? We're trying to accomplish this goal and do it the best we can and in the most realistic way to the rules. And I feel like making large fields is only going to help drive in the nail that we've accomplished it, right? So we're going to do a big field. It's going to be a big triangle, basically. Mostly a triangle, I guess. It's going to be kind of an awkward triangle, but you get the point. All right, quick save here. Keep looking at the map. Bear with me for a minute here. I guess it's not so much a triangle now that I've come down here, but it kind of looked like a triangle for a little bit. Okay. I don't know what you would call that. Like a cylinder almost, right? Now, the other thing that we need to work on is to buying some more equipment. Granted, the equipment we have is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it, and I'm not even necessarily sure that we would utilize any of the other equipment we would buy. But in my eyes, a bigger, better farm means I need to have bigger, better equipment, which means we need more equipment and or upgrading the equipment. One or the two or both. So that's another objective for us to work towards here as we continue to gain money, right? We're harvesting things or whatever. We can utilize that to get us there. Now, I think we have some pretty big, large equipment already, right? We've got the sprayer, which is gigantic. We've had that since the beginning because we got lucky enough for that to be in the used market. Our harvester, yet again, used market situation. It holds a lot, right? Well, did we get that in the used market? Actually, now I'm reconsidering, or I'm rethinking. I forget if we got the harvester in the used market. Either way, it's a slightly unrealistic harvester because of the storage only. The header we got is very realistic. The speed's realistic. Everything about it is realistic. It's just the storage is unrealistic. We could upgrade the header to that. We probably want to now that we've got such big fields coming here, if we get to harvesting these. So that's an option, right? At least upgrade the header at a minimum. Sprayer, again, not worried too much about the sprayer, so I wouldn't even consider that. The drill, absolutely, we should 100% upgrade the drill and or buy a second drill, either way. That 100% needs to be done. I mean, the plow, yeah, we could probably get a bigger plow than this. We probably could. This moves at a pretty quick pace, 12 miles per hour. It really doesn't take us too long to do anything with the plow because of the speed here. But I could look at a bigger one. Perhaps we do that now. As a matter of fact, let's do it now. We've got $52,000 to play with, plus whatever we would make off of this, which, I don't know, probably not much. 6,000-ish, something like that. Is there anything out there? Really, we want a cultivator that we can utilize as a creative field, right? 5 meters, but what we have currently, isn't it like 6 meters? Yeah, it's 6 meters. So again, I mean, the odds of us finding something that's better than what we have is low, right? 5.7 to 8 meters, but it only goes at 9 miles per hour, so it's going to be slower. All of these only go at 9 miles per hour, which is part of the problem. If you're going to utilize it, we got to get one of these, which we don't have enough money for one of these, right? We need one that's going to double the length of what this is if we really want to make it worth our time, since we can only go 9 miles per hour with those, whereas this, we're going 12. So we're going to stick with this for now, at least for now, until we're, get enough money for that. Now, I could just go knock down some more trees really quickly. We get to 100,000 and boom, done. Let me turn that map back off. Sorry, gang. I had that on when I was trying to... I mean, I couldn't see the line because they don't give you lines in this one because it's, it's not really field-driven. Like, there's no actual fields on the map. It's just all open Greenland to make your own stuff. But I was trying my best to... I kind of got a ballpark idea of where our boundary was, so I was trying the best to use that little map there to do the initial outline over here. I didn't want to go too far, as I've mentioned a number of times. I didn't want to, if at all possible, put down a field and drill something that I couldn't harvest. That my OCD, which I don't really have OCD, I just feel like I do sometimes, because there's some things that certainly would be diagnosed as OCD, I guess. Would drive me insane seeing that. Kind of like what we had talked about before, right? That field over there where I kind of went a little bit too far. That has been driving me insane. That's why we haven't really been going over there. It's because it's driving me nuts. I don't have to have everything perfect. That's not the kind of person I am. But just seeing that kind of a mistake, it'll nag, right? So, anyway, we're going to carry on here. We're going to get this going. We'll, get this drilled up. As a matter of fact, before I go into that spiel, we need to upgrade the drill. The drill we have is great. Don't get me wrong. It's great. It really is. But it's 5.2 meters. So if we're going to upgrade it, we really need to upgrade it. And I want a direct drill, which means we're going to utilize stuff that we've already been utilizing previously, right? Really, it's probably this one. Way too expensive. Way too expensive. So we're not going to be there yet. Okay. So we're not quite there for the new drill either, so we'll have to deal with what we got for now. Who knows if we ever will get there, based off how close we are to ending this series, but we'll see. We'll see. So I'll carry on. We'll get this field all plowed up, and we'll get the drill going. All right, the field has been plowed up. It's a big field, as we talked about, right? Large field for sure. Where do we want to put this guy at? Don't think there's really a big enough area there. I don't think there's going to be a big enough area here either. So I guess we'll put it back kind of where we had it. Under the overhang where our harvester is now housed at, right? So what I'm going to do is jump into the Massey Ferguson quickly here once we put this away. I'm going to do a couple headland passes. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in there yet. I'll do a couple headland passes and then have the worker do it. And then we're going to jump into the sprayer and we're going to spray that field with fertilizer for the second application. Last episode we did a lot of just plowing and drilling. Haven't done spraying for a little bit, so do some spraying. Let's see. We've got oat in the field we put in, the big field. What really don't we have out there? I guess we don't have... Well, we've got one field of barley, I guess. We got 2 fields of soybeans, 2 fields of canola, 2 wheat. Actually, 3 fields of soybeans, excuse me. 1 sorghum, 1 oat. The oat is huge, though. So I guess it doesn't really matter. It's whatever I feel like. What do I feel like putting in, gang? Well, if we look at the map, the canolas are ready to harvest soon. The soybeans are ready to harvest soon. So probably one of those 2 might be the best bet. And since we have a canola field here that's just kind of starting, let's do the canola. I mean soybeans, excuse me, not canola. Let's do the canola. So we'll do canola. I just went right past it. Good job, Z. Dummy. Dummy! I did see, I don't know if you noticed it or not, I don't remember how much I've gone past it yet on camera, but we do have a few pallets of honey, which is nice. We probably could put down a few more honey hives, or whatever you want to call it, beehives. We could probably put down a few more of those, but we'll see. Probably like on this side. You know, I just kind of want to keep that little island of trees there and kind of keep our bees in and around that area. That's kind of typically what you would do anyway, right? You'd have the bees kind of facing towards a field and up near or around the edge of a tree line. That's, well, at least in my experience, that's how it was. So, I don't know if we've ever gone into this or talked about this, and if you're still watching, then you get a little bit of a bonus insight, I guess, into me. When I was growing up, I lived on a very small farm for a brief period of time. My dad farmed for a brief period of time. And then he decided he wanted to be a semi-truck driver, so that's what he ended up doing. And we moved closer into the city. I've talked about it before. Where I currently live, I go 10 minutes and I'm in farm country, and I go 10 minutes the other way and it's city life. So eventually that won't be the case. It'll probably all be city life, but right now it's kind of the best of both worlds. But my part of my family has had a farm. Unfortunately, they recently passed away a couple years ago. And I think the kids, because it wasn't our direct family, it was like, second or third cousin kind of situation, but they were close to us. But I'm pretty sure the family sold the farm when they passed away. But they had a farm, and it's now getting ready to be built into a subdivision. So it's really sad. It was, I think they had 28 acres, 26 acres, something like that. A lot of acres. A lot of it was woods and a lake, so I'm hoping they at least keep some of that wood and lake area as like a walking trail or something like that, and then I can, some point, drive over there and walk through it. It's sad to see it go away, but I mean that's just the nature we're living in nowadays, right? So, I guess what I was going with that is that I have a little bit of knowledge, I guess, of some basic farming, nothing crazy. Again, it was a small farm, tiny farm, but they had bees, and their bees were pretty much how I did those, right? Maybe not so much into the trees, but right on the edge of the tree line facing the field. So it's kind of where I was going with the placement of those bees. Right or wrong, that's what I did. I'm just going off of what I know from when I was little. Now I'm lucky enough that I have multiple sides of the family, and one of my other sides of the family, they still have a farm. I don't know how much longer that farm will be there for either. They are up there in age. He just turned 90, I think. So we were over there. What was it? Was it last weekend, I guess, now at this point? Whenever, it's not Milton, but the other one that came through. Helen, whatever it was. That one came through. In Ohio, obviously, that's pretty far inland at that point. It wasn't anything super crazy, but a lot of trees did fall over, and the wind and everything did knock down a lot of stuff. So we went over there and it helped assist them getting a lot of that stuff picked up, because obviously, 90 years old, you really don't want them out there doing that, right? So he's stubborn, though. I mean, he was out there trying to help us. Poor guy can hardly walk, but he's stubborn. So it's technically, I guess you would call it, as my second cousin's grandpa is who it is. So, it would be my great-uncle, I guess. Is that what it is? It's my grandma's brother. So, my great-uncle? Is that right? I don't know. I get all confused with the lingo and what's the correct terminology when you start getting into that realm. But you get what I mean. Anyway, it was nice to be over there. It was nice to be over there on the farm, seeing the farm again, because I hadn't been there probably in almost a decade, really. It's been a while. We built a big, massive teepee and started a big, massive fire and burned all that down in a few seconds, honestly. We had my cousins' kids. They're one's 5. Well, no, let's see. Yeah, 5, 3, and then like a newborn-ish. So the 5 and the 3-year-old were loving that. They were loving this big, massive fire that we made. So it was fun. It's things like that bring you back to your childhood and things you miss, right? And anyway, I guess I'm going down memory lane here. So let's get the worker going on this. Now the worker's not going to do what I want him to do. We know that. We've experienced this so many times. They're just going to go off into La La Land and do whatever they want. So we're just going to let them do that, and we'll let them carry on. So let's jump into the sprayer. Now, there's probably enough fertilizer in there, honestly, but I'm going to top it up. I don't know where I am going. Where are you going, Z? It's a great question. All right, we're back. Now, I don't think this whole thing needs sprayed. It doesn't. Yeah, there's just a little corner up here, but that's all right. We'll just kind of go close to it and hope for the best, I guess. But yeah, it's been a good episode. It's been a real good episode. We're going to carry on getting this spraying done. It won't be long until this is done. We'll let the worker carry on over there, and yeah. The next episode, when we come back, we're going to, like I said, put a field here probably. And hopefully, after that episode, so 2 more maybe, hopefully the wheat field will be ready to harvest, and we get the straw off the ground. Now, realistically, I wouldn't really want to skip, the extra day in the month, but I don't need it. So, and since we're closer to the end of the series here, I'm just going to allow it, and we're going to go ahead and do it. So, we'll go to October, the next episode, and then November the following. And hopefully November, if not November, December, we will end the series. And like I said, depending on how I did over the weekend, or over this weekend, before I leave and go out of the country, we may or may not have a series that takes over for this, and it'll just be one of the series we already are running. It may or may not have a break for a week, maybe. Who knows? Well, if it's a week, it'll be probably just a 2-episode break, right? Because I'm going to be gone for just slightly over 2 weeks. So yeah, I guess we'll see what comes of this series once it's over, and where I got to over this weekend. I'm hoping I get a lot more done than I'm anticipating, but with work this week, I was only able to do, I think, 2 episodes the entire week, and typically I try to do at least 1 a day. So that already put me behind, right? If I was able to do one a day this week, if work wasn't miserable, I absolutely probably could have got enough done this weekend, because I really don't have a whole lot of major plans. My wife is gone most of the day tomorrow for like a baby shower type of thing, so I've got a good chunk of the day without her or anybody else bothering me in the house, which means I can, just pump these out as fast as I can. Obviously not too fast. I don't want to make them... I'm just speeding through things, not really thinking things through. I want it to still be relatively decent content, as best as I can do, at least. But yeah, we'll carry on. I'm going to finish this up, and the worker will finish doing the drilling over there, and we'll move on to October. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, the easiest and best way to help me out is to hit the like button. Gets this video out to more people. And until next time, I'll catch each and every single one of you. I don't know why he keeps doing that. In the next episode...